Hello, and good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all of you students, professionals, and corporates who are joining us globally today for this enriching discussion on the topic the skill shift paradigm and the opportunities for engineers. I'm your host, Manish Kohli, and with me are two eminent panelists, Naveen Kalapa and Tracy Ostina. I can't be more excited to welcome you both and to all the participants who are joining us live through LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Let me take the honor to introduce our panelists today first. On Tracy's right, virtual right, is Naveen, and he has 2 decades of experience in the automotive electronics and software, has deep understanding of the mechanical systems, coupled with the electronics and software, and has closely, very closely, witnessed the EE architecture transformation in vehicles from just a few ECUs to many, many more ECUs, and now to domain controllers and high edge computing. I can very easily say that, Naveen, potentially you are living on the edge. Welcome.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you.
And with us also is Tracy. Tracy is also over 2 decades of experience in the industry, and she's responsible for setting our technical university called Techvacity, and also a subject matter expert in automotive electronics, automotive standards, and allied technologies. Welcome to you, Tracy.
Thank you, Manish.
My pleasure. My pleasure that I'm sharing this time and virtual space with the both of you, and we are talking about this interesting topic about the shift, the skill shift. And in myself, I am the business head for iGETIT, which is our learning management system, which has been there in the business for more than 20 years now, and is being used by global OEMs and tier ones for training and skill development. Okay, so we have an industry expert amongst us in Naveen, a technical educationist in Tracy, and then I'm representing the business and watching closely what's happening in the e-learning industry. So let's with the permission of the panelists, I would like to now dig into some of these questions that we keep hearing and pick your brain on what are some of the latest trends in this industry. And Naveen, I'll start with you with what's happening in the industry today, where everything is becoming electrified and more and more interesting products are coming to life every day. What are some of the trends that you see are shaping the industry, the manufacturing and the automotive industry?
Yes, Manish. See, what's happening today? There's been a transformation in this transportation industry. The vehicle used to be a source of commutation from point A to B, has today turned
Mhm.
out to be more of a user experience. How a person can interact with the vehicle, how well it gets adjusted to the person. So the personalization. So there's a lot of changes happening in the transportation industry, especially in the OEM or the car and car maker industry. Right? Where every car is undergoing a transformation in terms of making it. You would have heard the trends like ACES, which is more about autonomous, connected, electrification, share. So transportation is becoming mobility, shared mobility, and autonomous mobility. So this trend will continue. See, because once the technology starts driving, then the OEM or car makers start adapting to it and making newer vehicles, making newer technologies. And this
Mhm.
is what we are seeing. And the entire ecosystem, whether it's the suppliers to the OEMs or the car makers, the service providers, all of us need to adapt to this. And we are seeing that software and electronics has changes, and you can see companies like never before heard companies, right, where are coming into the business of cars because of this, because it's more user experience driven, and the car has become a device per se. And this device is more of a experience for the user or the driver and its passengers. So this is the trend which we are seeing, Manish.
Very interesting, Naveen, and thanks for that answer. And I kind of picked a few things from your answer, which are that the car is becoming a device, and it's not about just moving from one point A to point B, but it's about the user experience. Mobility is now an experience, and that's a big shift that's happening in the industry. Tracy, maybe let me ask you the same question from your perspective. What are some of the trends that you see in your space, and please talk to us about it.
So, Manish, you have actually brought out a brilliant topic, and in agreement to what Naveen just spoke about, there's a whole lot of transformation that's happening in the auto world. What was considered to be an all in all mechanical system has slowly evolved into a system full of embedded electronics and software embedded into it. So I would be touching upon two topics. One is the autonomous, and the other one is the digital surge that we are seeing currently. So when we talk about autonomous, the self-driving cars are going to be a reality in almost all our lives very soon. Although there are a lot of hiccups the industry is facing, but most of the organizations are working towards making it happen. So when we talk about an autonomous vehicle itself, there's about 250 lines of code that gets onto the vehicle. So that is monstrous, in fact. And the kind of data that gets generated on an yearly basis is more than 300 terabytes of data. So that also leads to the topic of digital dominance. When we are talking about handling 300 terabytes of data on a yearly basis, only from the autonomous sector. So imagine the volume of data that we'll be handling very soon. So hence there is digital dominance in the industry, and most of the organizations are heavily investing in their digital platforms. So these are apart from the transformation from IC to EV that we are seeing, and also the ACEs which Naveen brought out. So these are some of the disruptions that we are seeing in the auto world today.
Thank you, Tracy, for that brilliant answer. So, just to summarize what both of you mentioned, so we're seeing a shift from ICE to ACEs, which is autonomous, connected, electrified, and shared mobility. Mobility is more of an experience. Some of the things that you mentioned, which is digital dominance, 250 million lines of code, 300 terabyte of data. It seems as if we will live in data, and data would be our life and business. And I believe I also heard that a car is becoming much more of a software, and what our friend Naveen also mentioned. And 40% of the car is nothing but the software or the cost of that car. So with all of this happening, with all these trends happening, what are some of the new skills that you see emerging? And talk to us about what what is being generated as a skill shift in the market because of these trends. Tracy.
So, Manish, in continuation to the digital dominance that I was talking about earlier, so apart from that, today we see a lot of other technologies venturing into automotive industry. It can be cybersecurity or IoT or 3D printing, 5G or edge computing or AR, VR, then quantum computing. There's a whole lot of technologies that are being introduced into the automotive world, and that definitely calls for a skill shift amongst our engineers as well. So, in fact, in one of the surveys that I was reading, the half life of skills has come down to 5 years, meaning any skill that we acquire today will be less valuable in the next 5 years. The irony here is we don't know what we don't know yet. So, the engineers need to really work hard and adapt themselves to this changing environment and be willing to learn and reskill or upskill themselves. In fact, I was going through one of the surveys from McKinsey. It says that 16% of the global workforce need to be reskilled or upskilled to meet the ever evolving technical demands or skill demands of the automotive industry. So that's where we are in right now, Manish.
That's a scary situation to be in. Certainly, if I was an engineer in this time and space, half life of a skill is 5 years. So if I'm learning something today, I don't know whether it will be relevant in 5 years. And then you said 16% of the workforce needs reskilling today, which is humongous. So I thank God that I'm not in this age, a student in this age, and I'm already working in a organization. Otherwise, I can imagine the confusion in the minds of students and organizations as to what do they learn today, and maybe that's the question I'll pose to you, Naveen.
Yeah.
Considering the trends, considering the new skills that are emerging, what challenges do you think are being faced by the organizations of today, and also, the confusion in the minds of young engineers who are either students or just out of college? What challenges do you think are in front of both of them?
Sure, Manish. I'll just give my thoughts on this. So, see, we need as humans, we need to continuously adapt. There's a trend driven by technology, and our education system, our skill system, needs to adapt to this trend. That means, for example, what we're discussing today, automotive trend, we have to reskill or upskill our engineers. Our engineers today, mechanical engineers for designing an automotive would remain. Basically, it's a mechanical device to move a vehicle on the ground or on the road, because the laws of dynamics physics would remain the same. But then,
Hmm.
how do you make it what we talked about, the trends? The user friendliness, the interactiveness, the connectivity, the electric ability. For these abilities, we have to reskill our workforce, reskill our engineers, reskill the new generation, so that we continue to innovate, bring value, and going forward, make better vehicles, products for the world. So, in this case, it's important that we adapt to the changes. And there's a lot of convergence also, Manish. If you see, uh, there's a convergence of technologies today in terms of simulation technologies, in terms of mechanical working closely with electronic becoming mechatronic, electronics working closely with IT becoming a mixture. And so these convergence of technologies are happening. And it's important for our engineers to learn and understand this convergence and skilling our engineers so that they can step by step come to this convergence. And I think that's what the aim should be for our reskill programs. And I'm sure with this, we will be able to innovate, bring value, and make the world a better place. Yeah.
Noble thoughts, Naveen, and I would certainly agree that with the what's happening in the skill shift arena, the challenges associated with that. One thing that people will have to continuously do is innovate and reskill themselves from time to time. With the half life shortening to 5 years, that's something that is much more important. And you also mentioned about mechanical engineers, that they are going to be always required, and mechanical device is the foundation of an automotive vehicle, and hence all those skills are going to be relevant. And however, many times, in our conversations and even today, we've talked about electrical, embedded software, and all of that, which may uh, you know put an impression in people's mind that somehow these things are more important and mechanical engineering is not as important in today's time. So just maybe to allude to that, and see if that has any truth in terms of mechanical engineers becoming obsolete, and just to try to demystify that thought, maybe my question to Tracy is, Tracy, do you think this there is a threat to mechanical engineers, and is it real?
So, Manish, again, this is a very brilliant question. And mechanical engineers are always referred as Royal Mech, and one of the evergreen branches of engineering, which all of us know, apart from the other branches of engineering.
Mhm.
So, while the industry is transforming, there's more digital disruptions that are happening, but still, the happy part here is the mechanical engineers will always be in demand, as product development is a core element of any industry, be it automotive or be it aerospace, medical, or heavy machinery, etc. So while many things are also being virtualized and making them more and more intelligent, We're also talking about the concept of metaverse, which will definitely accentuate the production of digital twins, and that is where the mechanical engineers would have a vital role to play. So the basic know-how of product development, analysis, virtual simulation, verification or validation using tools like CAD, CAM, CAE or PLM, so will actually help in building things that are easily manufactured, still remains one of the most sought after skills in the automotive industry. So the bottom line here is, irrespective of whether an engineer comes from mechanical background or electrical or embedded or even computer science or any programming based background, the underlying thought here is anybody should be willing to learn and to sharpen their saw, so that they are always relevant to the industry, and they are also evolving along with the industry. That's the underlying thought here, Manish.
All right. Sharpen the saw. Keep sharpening your saw is the message from Tracy to everyone. And I like that term, Royal Mech. Glad that I did mechanical engineering. I remain royal. So, and I'm sure the audience is having a lot of insights from this. And my request to everybody who is watching us is post your questions. Two eminent panelists are here to answer any of your questions. We are keeping a watch on the comments on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. And at the end of the session, we will take those questions for all of you. So, Tracy, one thing that you touched upon was also this whole concept of metaverse. Now, this is scary again because we don't know whether we will remain humans or we will live in the metaverse as a digital twin of ours. And likewise, everything else around us would become a digital twin. So, if that happens, there are more opportunities for mechanical engineers. And as you said, the bottom line is foundational skills are mechanical, and then you add layers of electrical, electronics, and embedded and software to make you a better engineer. Great. I think we've kind of understood the trends, the challenges. Now, how do we solve this? Is the question.
So, Manish, while we are at this, we have discussed enough on the transformation of the automotive industry, and now we have a visibility in terms of all the disruptions that we are going to see in the near future. So, can you throw some light in terms of how the iGETIT platform, which is homegrown in Tata Technologies, can help solve this problem and can guide the budding engineers in and professionals as well to upskill or reskill themselves and stay relevant in the ever evolving industry, and also why Tata Technologies is in the best position to do this?
Wow, I was waiting for that question, Tracy, because I think our uh, our pedigree has given us all the opportunities and ammunitions to be the best organization to solve this challenge. And I can't be more excited in today's time when when engineers and organizations comes to us to solve this problem for them. And I believe there is nobody else in the market which can do it as well as we can. And I say that with a strong belief because of three reasons. The first being that we have 25 years of automotive and manufacturing experience behind us. We we are owned by Tata Motors, which is our parent company, and Jaguar Land Rover being part of that. And we work with them day in and day out and learn every day. And so that's paramount. 25 years of strong automotive pedigree. The second, which I think is even more important, is in the last 5 years we have been invited and chosen by the top EV companies, whether it's the US companies, the startups, the well-established OEMs, whether these are companies in China, Southeast Asia, or Europe. We have been chosen by them to become their partner of choice for realizing their dreams. So they are bringing new products to market, and with some of these companies, we have worked when they were just 10 people and realized the dream of bringing a product to market in record times as well. And through that process, we have learned, we have understood the challenges, and we have created solutions to solve those problems. And then We've baked all of that into our learning solution, and we are delivering that to our users. So our 25 years of experience, coupled with the experience of working with the EV companies in the last few years, has that immense knowledge is now on iGETIT, and that's another reason. And last, but perhaps the most important, is that Tata stands for trust, and we promise that we will provide the best. So those are the three things which make Tata Technology stand out in this space. And I believe, as I said, there is no one else which can do this as well as we can. Now, coming to how I get it, which is our learning management system, uh, can solve and help in this in addressing this challenge. Our motto is very simple: we help students and professionals to choose the right training and make it right size. When I say right size, it means right duration and right price. And with our new approach, that is what we are launching, and that's the reason for us to come live and talk to everyone, is that now you can even start as small as take a monthly package from us, and as low as 2000 rupees or $20. And so go check out our hashtag skill advisor offerings on www.myigetit.com. And when you go there, when you click on the skill advisor, we will guide you to create a personalized learning path by choosing your preferred job role. So tell us what you want to do. We'll create a customized learning path for you, and we'll provide you the necessary trainings that will help you advance your career. So that's my invitation to all of our listeners to go and check that out. Currently, we are offering courses in industry essentials: CAD, CAM, CAE, PLM, GD&T, plastics, additive manufacturing, and soon we'll be releasing courses to bridge the gaps that we mentioned today in our conversation, which are around electric vehicle design, embedded systems, FUSA, model-based systems engineering, digital skills, and so on, and which will be created and curated by our subject matter experts and partners. Uh, just to kind of substantiate what I'm saying, as a company, Tata Technologies, 8,000 of our engineers use this approach day in and day out to upskill themselves. And recently, we've onboarded about 1,000 of graduate engineer trainees into our organization using the same approach. And now they're working on projects. So I can't imagine that why a student or a professional will go to any generic learning platform that provides a plethora of generic learnings when there is a special expert like us providing a platform like iGetIt, which is made by engineers for engineers, which is bite sized, which is right sized, and provides industry ready courses that has proven to provide professional skills to bridge the skill shift. So that's my promise to everybody who's listening, that go and check out what is there on I Get It now. We are live, and with that, I will pause and look at any questions that our listeners would have uh, given to us, and take a few of them with your permission. All right, I see that there is one question that has come in, or a couple of questions have come in. One, and maybe I'll take this one. The question is this is this only available in India or in specific geographies? No, this is a global platform. I Get It is a global platform. It allows you to uh, learn at your own pace, on your own device, in your own comfort, and again, flexible learning paths personalized for your needs. I hope that answers the question. I see that there is another question which is about when are we launching. As I said, we've already launched. The system is live. You can go and visit www.myigetit.com and go and start learning. I see another question here. Uh, the question is when can we see the new courses coming in? That's a very important question. we are striving day in, day out to bring new courses, and our subject matter experts are curating those courses with the help of Techvocity, Tracy's team. We are building a lot of content already, and soon we'll launch new courses, and we'll keep everybody updated on that. Okay, I see another question. It says, are these courses for individuals or organizations? So, as I mentioned, it's tuned to everyone who wants to learn, whether you are part of an organization. If you're part of an organization, we'll give you a package which will help the manager monitor the group to say, where are you in your skills? What are the gaps? What is your customized learning path, and how you're progressing? So that's how we cater to a corporate. And then when it comes to an individual, you take it, course the same courses are available. You can buy them and work as an individual. You have the learning courses which are video based, interactive. Then you have assessments, and finally you get a certificate which you can then go and post on LinkedIn and share that you have acquired a new skill, which, as we all discuss, that it's the most important thing to do in today's age. Keep reskilling, sharpening your saw. And I guess with that message, I think we have almost come to the end of this session. So with that, let me thank our panelists, Tracy and Naveen. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a very interesting conversation, and it was very, very insightful to hear from you and pick your brains on some of the latest trends, challenges, and how we can overcome them. So I hope you both enjoyed the conversation as well.
Thank you, Manish.
Thank you,
Yes,
Manish.
indeed, it was wonderful.
Thank you so much, everyone. And once again, our offerings are live. Go ahead and check www.myigetit.com. And with that, I'll sign off. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy learning. And go and check out hashtag Skill Advisor. It's live.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manish.